registration on the 21st of May. What we received, everything from the field, on refined, on process, raw data was 212,095. This data is sent to the database for processing. This is why in my presentation I said, included in this data is the new registration, which was meant for the registration. And during this registration, we also observe people who have double registered, which is also included in this. And in fact, perhaps, maybe this discussion is going on further. If we had stuck to the law by taking them for prosecution, this would not have been the case. And thanks to you people, when we met, you said, don't prosecute. Let's give amnesty. But aside of that, let's move on. Again, included in this data, I said, this replacement, you and I and others know that during the process of this registration, we invited replacement of voters' card, and it was done at the field. And we used the same machine that we used to register people to replace. And in the machine is set in such a way that once you send a print, it will mark. And these are the figures that we have compiled. Additionally, we also have what is called edits. During the process of registration, there were some clerical errors. And when you produce the card, some people say, I am not Sambujang, but I'm Samba. They will not go with the card of Sambujang. Instead, you have to edit the card, and that's when you print, it will add to the number. All these things happen. And you also have spoiled card and damaged card. At the end of the registration, perhaps what we couldn't have given you is the process. Because on the 21st, we couldn't have given you. What we gave you is the raw figure. And we have assured you that this is not going to increase, but it will decrease, as you are saying or alluding, because it has been refined, processed, and cleaned. Because already the double registration has been removed. And let's remove the replacement, the edits, the reprints. So the figure you are claiming, we want to see anybody. Let them come forward and tell us that I've registered and my name is not there. And I have genuine reasons to give you these things. I sit in Birkama office. During the process, somebody came and said, I went to this village and my name is not there. I say, why? I say, why? So when upon engaging him, I realized that he double registered. Because I said, are you permanently staying in that village? He said, no, but I go there. I'm originally from there, but I work in the KM. I said, where do you stay in the KM? He told me, and I went into the system and checked his name. I saw he registered in KM. I produced, I said, is this not you in KM registered? And you registered here in West Coast? This is double registered. Thanks to God, that day I was not with the police. Otherwise, I would have ordered for his arrest. I can tell you that. Because these are the cases we have. Removed all these cases from these things. And at the end of the day, we say we are going to give you the final, clean, process, refined data. What we are giving you is provisional. Provisional at the end of the registration. So this is what we are saying. Forget about all your arithmetic, because we also know some polling agents were with, or party agents were with us. They were collecting the first card number and even the last card number, and during the process, they were not even there. Or some they will collect the first or come and collect the last. And they add these things and give it to their parties, which is not aligned with our numbers. What we have is what we are going to give you, and we can assure you that anybody who registered and you did not do double registration, you will vote. And you were there during the registration. So this we can tell. But the figure is not the process figure. We gave you that tentatively this was what we have from the field. We remove now the replacement, we remove the doubles, we remove all the prints. We filter it, clean it, refine it, process. And this is what is put in the flash drive. And further, if there is revising code, and the revising code in this instance cannot add, because addition is when people claim to have their name and they were not registered, then that is an appeal. But in this instance, what we have is objections. That is people who object to other people's name being on the register because they feel they are not qualified because they are not citizen, or they are underage, or they are not resident in the constituency in which they are registered. The revising court, they will decide that. That is prerogative of the court. That's it. I wouldn't want to go into the mechanics of the court.
Sam, you know the bone of contention. I want you to listen to me. The 212